Ask Reddit by nut time, my dudes. What's the one US state you absolutely will never step foot in and why? I refuse to answer because this seems like the most surefire way to end up with a job in whichever state I name. God, I hate Italy. Probably Hawaii because I'm poor. So are the people of Hawaii. I've got warrants in AZ. So, AZ. Get him, boys. Some of the smartest people I have met were from Alabama. Some of the dumbest people I have met were in Alabama. As someone college educated from Alabama, born and raised and still living here, you're 100% right. While I'm sure it's a fine place, I have yet to see any reason for me to go to North Dakota. Too far to go, nothing of interest that I'm aware of when you get there. Teddy Roosevelt National Park is cool, but that's literally it. I can't see any reason I'd go back to Oklahoma unless I'm driving through to go somewhere else. Why 99% of people go to Oklahoma? Well, I've been to 47 and will visit the other 3 at some point. But I have no real desire to ever go back to Mississippi or Alabama. If I have to drive across them, okay, but that's it. See, I'm from Louisiana. And we have a lot of culture, cuisine, and cities like NOLA that luckily make people forget that when it comes to all the shitty stuff, we're probably worse than Alabama and Mississippi. East Virginia. Can't even find it on a map. Just look for South Virginia, that usually helps me. Trauma dumping, but my brother froze to death in Colorado, so it's on my shit list. Damn. I'm sorry to hear. Unfortunately, people tend to pass away in our national parks and wilderness all the time. It's really a harsh state if you're not 100% prepared, and even then shit happens. Mississippi, because I have no desire to visit a state that is dead last in every quality of life metric. First in fun to spell. Truck driver here. I've been to all lower 48 states for work. Indisputably it's Mississippi. There's nothing redeeming about the entire state. Other red states have their own charm, culture, or geography. Mississippi has nothing but politicians who've failed their people and crumbling infrastructure. Had to go to MOS school in Mississippi. After a couple times off base, I was fine staying on base. Never say never, but Hawaii. Terrified of flying. Time to learn to drive a boat. Imagine being magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware. Edit. After seeing so many replies this morning, okay, we're really glad you all could make it. We never realized we had so many friends who believed in this concert idea. When we first had this idea of putting on this shindig, we didn't know anyone would come. But look, you're all here, pitching in. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. Party on. It's funny you said this, BC. I had a friend who really wanted to go to Delaware for her day in July, and I was like WTF lol, but I got on a plane and met her in Delaware, and the beaches there were actually pretty nice. Cute boardwalks and shops. I was very pleasantly surprised lol. I still have seen no evidence that North Dakota actually exists. It's so fucking flat it's easy to miss. I live in Minnesota, about 60 miles from the state line, and the only export they have is wind. I'll be deep in the cold ground before I ever recognize Missouri. I grew up on the Kansas side of Kansas City. I will forever love Kansas City, MO, and the Ozarks. Missouri has some beautiful forests, lakes, and rivers. I lived in Alabama for 10 years. Never again. I just have so many bad memories connected to my time there. Like what? Gary, Indiana left an impression on me. That is a strong, yet subtle, understatement. Jersey always gets a bad rap from Newark Airport. Its nickname is the Garden State. It's mostly farms, Forests and hills when you get away from the parts that abuts Manhattan. I'm surprised that someone said something true about New Jersey. Mississippi because Mississippi. Once I'm out of Florida I'm never going back. Alaska. It's just really far out of the way. I would never have experienced Alaska if not for my military service. I was in the Fairbanks area for 2 whole years. I saw the aurora at least 50 times. I've seen the Milky Way so clearly. I saw many moose, and bears, and more wild salmon than you could imagine. I saw an Arctic fox once while on patrol. I hiked, and learned to ski. I learned that you can actually thrive in -40 weather, if you're prepared. That place was magical. I'd go back if I could. Maine, because all the creepy stuff Stephen King writes about happens up there. Maine is ridiculously beautiful and charming. Every state has something to offer. No state has such irredeemable qualities that it should make you not want to even step foot in it. States aren't that different from one another. Anyways, my answer would be Indiana. I enjoy driving through Indiana and seeing the alien looking windmill lights in the night when going between Ohio and Chicago. California. I believe they have a warrant for my arrest. Edit. Murder. JK, it was just a speeding ticket a long time ago. I'm hoping there's a statute of limitations on it. Lol, what did you do? Vermont, because it is too good for me. Nah, come visit, it's a beautiful mellow place. Just don't come now, we didn't really have a winter so there's not much snow but everything is dead so it's a bad time to visit.